Jackal Lead, this is Command. Be advised, your operational area is hot. I am uploading nav points Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie to your computer. Now, sweep and clear all nav points. Heads up, I got new signatures on long-range scans. Hostile battle mechs inbound on your sector. Composition unknown, but signatures suggest bigger assets may be in the mix. Your primary objective remains unchanged. Locate and flush the nav points and eliminate all enemy forces. Stay sharp out there. Oh, and try to keep that paint job looking sharp, will ya? You know it wasn't cheap. Command out.
Hey Wargamers, welcome back to the channel, Death from Above Wargaming. I'm Aaron and I'm back tonight with the first battle report of Season 8.5. Very exciting. Welcome to our Mercenary Aces campaign. So by now, hopefully you've seen the introductory video. We also did a Battlytics on the Gallo Glass, which is the weapon of choice for the commander of the Cinder Jackals. But tonight we get right into the contract. So what's going on, you ask? Great question. So Duke Jorvin Venter Marek has hired the Cinder Jackals to come to the planet of Newcastle. According to the Duke, there are some unruly military assets on the planet that are not supposed to be there, and he wants them gone, so he brings in mercenaries, foots the bill, and that's where the Cinder Jackals come in. So in this first mission, there are 3 waypoints. These are tokens that you can get out of the Scouring Sands box. Each of these tokens on the other side is listed A, B, or C. Alpha, Beta, Charlie, I believe, or Alpha, Bravo, Charlie. I don't know. I shuffled them. I put them face down. I didn't look. I didn't peek, and I didn't cheat. Things will happen at each different waypoint. What I'm supposed to do is come on the board and eliminate all threats. There will be some threats that begin on the board. There will be a couple that come in after the end of turn 2, and then there are some hidden at the waypoints that will pop up depending on which waypoint I flip. So it's very exciting. It's a bit of, I have to kind of control how many enemies are on the board. I definitely want to get my bonus pay, which involves identifying all of the waypoints, but I also want to keep my mechs in one piece. So guys, stay tuned. The first mission in this contract is about to get underway. All right, guys, welcome back. It is before deployment, so something has to happen here first, which is I need to roll randomly to determine where this SRM carrier is placed. So there's 3 objectives that will deploy next to one of them. I'm gonna roll D3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see how that goes. I got a 6. So the SRM carrier is deploying down here, and then I will be right back after movement of the Cinder Jackals. Movement's done, and the Cinder Jackals advanced onto the board. The Assassin moved at sprint speed to here. Same thing with the Gallo Glass. I followed the Aces card. that SRM carrier just trying to get closer and in line of sight as many targets as it can. Unfortunately, it is very slow, so that's not happening. Now, I failed to mention one thing. Each of these waypoints is also equipped with an ECM bubble, so that does reduce the effective sensor range of these mechs. I need to be within 12 to be able to scan it, and unfortunately, I am not within 12 of any of these. Once I get within 12, the waypoint's revealed, and things happen in that combat phase. So we're all done with turn 1. We're done with deployment. We're going right into turn 2. Guys, don't go away. All right, guys, welcome back to Newcastle. It's turn 2. The Cinder Jackals lost initiative, so the Mercenaries had to move first. The Regulan Hussars, or Hussars, depending, had to move second. But I did follow all the Aces cards for their movement. Basically what happened is I moved my assassin first. The SRM carrier had to move in to close that gap again. Vehicles really struggle to go up hills, right? It costs twice as much as a normal battle mech, so that SRM carrier really on the struggle bus to get up that hill. The Gallo Glass close in with this objective. So I figured I'd do this on camera. I will reveal the waypoints. Now, there's infantry hidden at waypoint Alpha. At waypoint Bravo, there is infantry and a skulker, and at Charlie, there is nothing. So let's see which ones these are. This is Charlie here, so there's nothing there. That's excellent for that assassin. It's free bonus money. And then what do we have here? Bravo. So that is the infantry and the skulker, so they get immediately placed on the table. They can shoot in the combat phase. We'll put these infantry there, and I'm actually going to put this skulker. I'll put the skulker back here because otherwise it'll get shot to bits. I do want to call out these infantry models from Death Ray Design. They're the coolest infantry models that I think for BattleTech. They're absolutely perfect. I know there's a ton of 3D printable options, but I really enjoy these because they have these bases with little holes in them, and you can kind of pop the infantry in and out. And I have a couple extra infantry that I mounted to the base of the skulker as well. I thought that was cool. Anyway, let's get into shooting, shall we? So Cinder Jackals need to shoot first. I think this Gallo Glass is going to target the infantry. So bringing 2 large lasers and the PPC to bear on that building, just trying to bring it down on that infantry. I'm going to need 6s across the board. The red and the orange will be the large laser. Blue will be the PPC. Here we go. Oof. All right, so one of the lasers misses, unfortunately, but that is going to be a significant amount of damage to that infantry. Now the infantry get to retaliate. They are equipped with laser rifles, so they can shoot out to medium range, which is good for them. They will need 9s to hit. They rolled a hit, and then basically it gets grouped into a cluster of 2 and a cluster of 1, because at the beginning of this turn they were at full strength. So here we go. They just missed. They're tiny little rifles. Some of them managed to land on that Gallo Glass, but not enough to cause significant damage. So that is the end of turn 2. Now on turn 3, the enemy Hussar battle mechs will move onto the table, so we'll have to see what's going on there. But this assassin securing this objective, the Gallo Glass, basically figured out what's going on over here, so we'll have to see. Actually, before I wrap up, guys, why don't I roll for initiative? That's going to be a big one. We'll do the Hussars in black, and we'll do the Cinder Jackals in red. Here we go. All right, now the Cinder Jackals won initiative. Also, don't forget there's a -2 for the prior initiative winner, so they win either way there, which is excellent. I'm going to need it with those mechs coming on the table. So guys, stick around, turn 3 coming right up. Welcome back, it's turn 3 here on Newcastle. So, as you recall, the Cinder Jackals did win initiative, very, very big. Here's what happened. So the Hunchback and the Commando moved onto the table, not in that order. The Commander actually allows the unit with the biggest short-range damage, basically, to act last. That was the SRM carrier. So there was some alternating movement, but essentially the Hunchback had to come on, and then the infantry had to make their move, and then so on and so forth. I'm not really telling you how it went in order, but again, Hunchback sprinted on, Commando moved here. He was hoping to get shots on the assassin, but then quickly was outflanked. The SRM carrier has his sights fixed on this mech here, this Gallo Glass. We'll see if he's in range. And then the Skulker also, shockingly, bravely wants to attack this Gallo Glass as well. Infantry just staying put. Based on their card, it didn't tell them to stand still, but at the same time, they can get in line of sight. They really don't need to move. If they did move, they'd be out of cover. So it made the most sense to just keep those guys locked and loaded nice and tight. Now, we're going to get into shooting. Again, the Cinder Jackals won initiative. That means that the Hussars need to shoot first. All right, so going down the order, Hunchback can't shoot. The SRM carrier is just out of range. So next up is that Skulker. Now, I think that the Skulker is firing over that hill. I'm not going to grant any cover for that Gallo Glass. It is a massive 70-ton battle mech. So that Skulker is only going to need 7s to hit. It has a single medium laser, and it does hit. So what about the location? That's a 5. That is right leg on the Gallo Glass. Not the worst. Commando is up next. Now, the Commando thought he was being clever, but the Assassin did outmaneuver him. The Assassin has cover to the Commando, but the Commando is basically in the wide open from the Assassin. So I'm hoping that my Assassin here, Rory Ghost Smith, as he is called, can actually do some real damage. But first, we have to sustain some incoming fire. This is a Commando 5S. So this is like a refit. It's got an Artemis-guided SRM-6. It has a Streak 2 and a medium laser. The black dice are the Streak 2. The yellow dice is the Artemis-guided SRM-6. I need 10s on everything. Here we go. I got lucky. The Assassin, Rory, dodges all the incoming fire as missiles just pitter-patter off these ruined buildings. Exciting stuff for me. Now, the last to shoot here is the infantry. I believe they are still in medium range, so they stood still. So 3, 4. I think I just need 6s, guys. Here we go. That's another hit. All right, so this is only 2 points of damage. And that goes to the right leg again. Oh my goodness, I see a trend. So 2 more points of damage to that Gallo Glass. Now let's get into the retaliation with the Cinder Jackals. Gallo Glass is going to fire at the Skulker. We're going to go with ERPPC, which needs a 6 to hit, and 2 large lasers, each needing 8s to hit. The Skulker is in the open. I thought about shooting the infantry. It's a lower to hit number, but the infantry are just bullet sponges. They have, it's a 4 squads of 7 dudes each, so I would need to do a lot of damage, 21 points to wipe them all out. So let's see what we can do here. Again, I need 6s and 8s. All right, so again, 1 and 1, not the worst, but can we get lucky and punch through the Skulker's armor? Here we go. Looking for location. Double 7s, this could be good for us. That is a destroyed Skulker. Both beam weapons bore through the front armor of that Skulker and send it up in smoke, scattering remains everywhere. Now, that's a huge, huge win. Can the Assassin get lucky too? Let's see. So I need 8s. Now this Assassin, I did fail to mention, when you guys watched that intro video, I did talk about all the purchases I had. And if you remember, I had about like 1.8, 1.9 million left in the bank. When I got this first mission, as I was on the dropship, it did some very quick refits to this Assassin. A few key things. Number 1, I swapped the SRM-2 and the LRM-5 for SRM-4s. If you haven't seen our refit rules, they're very, very cool. They don't let you go bananas. You can only do so many things. Basically, sort of a hardpoint system, if you will, based on the critical slots of the weapon. So we did that. And I also replaced all the armor. I stripped all the armor and then paid for a full set of ferrofibers as well. I did drop a couple of jump jets and some other weird things to make room. But this Assassin is ready to unleash. I need 8s to hit on both the medium laser and the twin SRM-4s. If I hit, this could be devastating, but we'll see, guys. Here we go. Need 8s. The medium laser misses, however, the SRM-4s hit. Now, the SRM-4s are capable of doing 3 groups of 2, but I do need to confirm it's M2. They're not Artemis guided or anything like that. All right, so just 2 groups of 2 are going to hit. Let's see where they land. Torso and torso. So that's 4 points of damage to the commando's torso. It doesn't destroy it, but it does go internal. Let's take a look. I need an 8 or better to confirm a critical hit. Do not. All right. It's getting good, though. It's getting juicy. That commando is going to be feeling it next turn, which is excellent. It's exactly where I want them. The Gallo Glass just baiting these units out, picking them off in the open. We'll see what happens, but you know what? Why don't we roll for initiative, guys? 2d6 versus 2d6. Yellow will be the Hussars this time. Red will be the Cinder Jackals. Now, the Cinder Jackals are going to get -2. And the Cinder Jackals win. That's massive. That is massive. All right, guys, we're going to go into turn 4. This is looking good. I smell a big payday. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back. It is turn 4 on Newcastle. So here we are. The Cinder Jackals won initiative again. Now, I'll tell you what happened. So we flipped the commander because there was a casualty, so they switched to the B profile. That actually adds to initiative, +2 to their initiative roll, and they assign the move first token to a unit with the most medium range damage and armor. Now, would have won initiative anyway with the Cinder Jackals, so it actually didn't matter. And then the move first token ended up going to that SRM carrier. So SRM carrier trundled forward 3 inches into the open, looking for a target. The infantry stood still, Skulker smoldering over there. The Hunchback was given a sprint order to get close, so it is working its way up and over that hill. And then this commando looking at the assassin. So the commando was told to basically try to get cover from the most number of units, still maintain line of sight to its target, so it's doing its best here. So it does have cover this turn. It moved into a pretty good spot, but that assassin is on its heels. Now the assassin moved into a spot. I wanted the assassin out of medium range of that SRM carrier, which it is, and I backed the Gallo Glass as well, and the Gallo Glass out of range there, but the Gallo Glass does have range to the SRM carrier courtesy of its longer range beam weaponry. So excited to see if I can get lucky and maybe disable that SRM carrier before it does any significant damage. Let's get into shooting, though. We're going to start with the Regulan Hussars. So first up, we're going to fire that laser rifle infantry down at the Gallo Glass. Only needs 3, 4, 5, 6 to hit. That is a hit. They are boring holes here. That's a 7. That's a torso shot, which actually I was hoping it wasn't going to be leg again. This Gallo Glass has got gobs of armor in the torso, so I'm happy to take it there. Next is that commando. All right, commando needs 10s to hit, firing through cover again with the higher TMM of that assassin. So the, can't remember how I did it last time, but I think we'll do the SRM6 is yellow, the Streak 2 is black, and then the medium laser is red. Again, looking for 10s on these dice. And 2 9s, oh. But nothing for that commando. That commando's having a bad day. Let's see if Ghost can capitalize on this here. So we're going to fire both SRM4s and the medium laser. I need 9s to return fire. Can I get lucky again? Let's see. Oh, just missed. So these ruined buildings already just splintering apart under the barrage of missile fire here. Let's see if our captain of the Cinder Jackals can do anything next. So Calder Vale here, call sign Ash, very fitting with the Cinder Jackals. He needs 6s on his ERPPC, 8s on his large lasers. He's going to fire all of those, and that will still keep him under the heat threshold. This thing has 7 heat sinks, so it can fire all that without an issue. Let's see what we can do. Can we disable this SRM carrier in its tracks? So once again, we lose out on one of the lasers, but we get 2 hits. Now let's take a look at where they land. So 8 and 10. So 8 is the front, and that deals 4 points of damage. That does go internal. and then 10 is 3 points of damage. That's just on the armor. Now, a couple of things are going to happen, guys. One, I get a critical hit check on the front of this SRM carrier, but two, I get a motive check. Let's start with the motive check because that's less suspenseful. So 8 or better. I do land a motive check, so the SRM carrier is now slower. One of the beam weapons searing through the tracks of this SRM carrier. But here's the big one. Can I get a critical hit? Come on, Ash. An 8. All right, so I land it. That's very, very exciting. Well, let's see what happens here. So I got my handy dandy critical hit table. 1 is crew hit, 2 is crew stunned, and 3 to 6 is a weapon hit. What can we do here? That's a 5. So that is a weapon hit. Now, that is a bank of SRMs. That's going to be a group of 4 SRMs. That's huge. That's a pretty significant blow to its armament and makes it significantly less scary. So I would say that's a very successful round for the Cinder Jackals. However, the noose is closing. Here's why. That hunchback with that nasty, nasty AC-20 almost in range. This duel didn't quite resolve as quickly as I had hoped. That SRM carrier can continue to close forward and cut off my ability to escape from its range. So the Cinder Jackals may have no choice but to take some fire this turn. We'll see. So guys, why don't we roll for initiative? Do red for the Jackals, yellow for the Hussars. Now, because their commander has flipped, let me just make sure that nothing changes here. Nope. Oh, actually I'm switching to D because an enemy within 12 inches of any of my units is a TMM of 3 or more. Intriguing. So we are jumping to D, doing a little tactical shift so they don't get that bonus to initiative anymore. But I'm at -2 because I won last turn. Here we go. So the Hussars win initiative decisively. So this is going to make me think here tactically. I have to put on my thinking cap. But guys, we'll be right back after movement in turn 5. Don't go away. All right, guys, we are back. It is turn 5 here on Newcastle in the Verrix Crownlands, I think it's called. Only an eccentric duke would name a region the Crownlands, but listen, that's a guy signing our paychecks, so I'm not going to judge. Speaking of which, how is this mission going? Well, it's going like this. We lost initiative, but I don't think it really crippled us as much as I thought, because one thing that came into play was that motive hit on that already slow as turds SRM carrier. Now it's a 2-3 instead of a 3-5. It's barely moving. So let's talk about what happened. I had to move the Gallowglass first because I wanted to save that assassin for later in the turn. So I moved the Gallowglass basically back around this hill, hoping to get some cover from something. That hunchback was given a sprint order, and interestingly, it chose the Gallowglass as the target, so it just came up and over that hill, obviously going for glory and honor here, maybe just glory, looking to take out that mercenary commander. The SRM carrier's orders told it to go after the assassin, so it did make its move around this corner here. Again, very slow, so it's struggling a little bit. The infantry stayed put. The assassin moved, and the commando had the highest value on the Aces cards, and its order was basically to, very interestingly, get in range to the nearest target, which was the assassin, do a ground move, try to get out of line of sight of as many things as it could, and then occupy woods. Now, there's no woods, but I had 2 options. Either I could get into short range with the assassin, but that would potentially put me in range of this Gallowglass, or I could try to hide it behind these hills and also give it cover from the assassin. So that's what I chose to do. I thought that made the most sense to me, considering it already is critical on the center torso. So that is what happened in movement. Let's get into shooting. We have to start with the Cinder Jackals. Let's see what we can do. We're going to start with Calder Ash Vale here in his Gallowglass, his fresh off the factory line Gallowglass, purchased on Outreach. And he is going to fire into this hobbled SRM carrier that has no TMM. So I'm only going to need 5s and 7s. Same colors here. Blue is our PPC, red and orange for our large lasers. Let's see what we can get. Ooh, I think that is everything. Nope, I missed one laser. Again, 5s and 7s, right? So let's see where these can go. I am not in the rear arc based on the trajectory of the shot. So let's see. I just need 1, 6, 7, or 8 to put this thing out of its misery. And I got it. I got 2 8s. So it just bores holes right through this SRM carrier, and it is destroyed. Now, the bad news for the SRM carrier is that it is out of range of that assassin. Unfortunately, it won't be able to make any shots, so we did disable that SRM carrier before it was able to deliver that lethal payload. It's a big win for the Cinder Jackals. Now, moving on to the assassin. He's going to need 9s. So I have, same as last time, I have my medium laser and my twin pack of SRM 4s. Some might call it an SRM 8, but I don't. Here we go. So the medium laser hits, the SRMs miss, but that's still a solid 2 points of damage. It is enough to take this commando out of action if I can place this shot just perfectly. Is Rory going to be a hero, guys? Let's see. Got it. All right, so that is a center torso shot. Delightful. So that commando goes up in smoke, but it will get to return fire, of course. That might also be some nice salvage as well because everything else is intact. So we'll have to see. Of course, though, I only get like 30% salvage with this. That kind of stinks. All right, so the Cinder Jackals are done. Now it's time for retaliation. The SRM carrier cannot shoot. The infantry are out of range. The Hunchback sprinted. So the only unit that can fire is the commando. Now here's why this is important. This is a pivotal moment, guys, here. This assassin has a free run to the 3rd and final objective. That's excellent for me. There's no way that, I mean, the Hunchback could potentially get over there, but he's going to have a hard time chasing that assassin around, and the Gallo Glass is going to pick it off. So this commando really has to try to slow this assassin down. Let's see if my investment in ferrofibrous armor will pay off. So we've got the SRM 6, we've got the Streak 2, and we've got the medium laser. He's skill 4, 5, 6, 7. I need 9s. Here we go. Did he miss everything? This poor guy. This commando's having a terrible day. I'm having a great day, though. This is fantastic. So the commando just sprays SRMs and lasers everywhere. Clearly, that assassin sights it down, hits him in the center torso before he's able to lay onto the trigger, and that commando is out of action. So it's good news again for the Cinder Jackals. Let's take a look at the commander card and see if there are going to be any changes. They lost the most number of PV, so back to B we go. They do add 2 in the initiative phase. So let's see what happens. Now, I also, actually, I gotta update that. So they gain 2 from the card, but they lose 2 because they lost initiative. So it's just straight, or because I lost initiative. You know what I mean. Basically, it washes out. It's just straight dice. Oof. But the Regulan Hussars win again, going into turn 6. Those dastardly house regulars. All right, now I'm trying to game theory this here, guys. We have the Hunchback remaining. We have infantry remaining. There's still infantry over there. We know because we've already cleared these 2 objectives. So they're not out of the fight yet. Let's see what happens. Turn 6 is coming up next. All right, guys, we are back. It's turn 6. So as we recall, the heroic Cinder Jackals lost initiative, and so I had to make some moves. I chose to move the assassin first. He did a standard move up to the top of this hill. I didn't need to sprint to get within sensor range of that ECM shielded objective, and lo and behold, I discovered the last of the hidden units, another laser infantry platoon hidden there amongst the storage crates. Now, over here, their infantry decided to stand still. This Hunchback, based on his orders, decided to advance towards the Gallo Glass. The Gallo Glass did move first, so I just kept him in cover here. I just moved him around to there. It's gonna be bloody. Basically, they're both in medium range of each other. The infantry's just out of range of the Gallo Glass. Didn't measure to the assassin, actually. It looks like they are out of range there as well. Here, these infantry are in range of the assassin, so we do have some shots that will be coming in from both sides, but we will start with the Cinder Jackals, and I will start with that assassin. So basically, he's gonna need 6s to hit with everything, so we're gonna fire the SRM and the medium laser down on that infantry platoon. Somehow the laser misses. All right, I get 2 M dice here. So it's only 3 points of damage that goes into that second infantry platoon. Now Calder is up in his Gallo Glass, representing these scrappy Cinder Jackals, firing the usual barrage of energy weapons, ERPPC, 2 large lasers, and I only need 4s and 6s to hit because I'm skill 3, the Hunchback has a TMM of 1 and is standing in the wide open, and the ERPPC has +0 medium range, so I'm in great shape here, I think. And I am. Everything hits. This is good. This is a good start against that Hunchback. Hopefully we can deal some significant damage, but that Hunchback is meaty. Lots of pips on this thing. All right, so that's going to be 7 points to the torso, and it's going to be 3 points to the right leg. I'm sorry, the left leg. The Hunchback is going to retaliate now, firing down on that Gallo Glass. The Gallo Glass is going to use that lovely Terrainify Hill as some cover. Need 9s on the Hunchback to hit. Hold my breath here with this AC-20, guys. Whew. So the AC-20, the shell just ricochets off the rock face, just narrowly missing, but the medium lasers do land home. That is a tick of 2. It's going to be 4 points of damage. It is not insignificant. That is going 10 to the left arm, so I feel like I dodged a literal bullet on that one. Last up is the foot platoon down in the storage crates, needs 9s to hit that assassin and does not manage to land a hit. So that wraps up turn 6. The Hunchback took a significant amount of damage and will actually need to make a piloting check. And let's take a look here. Piloting skill of 5 on this guy. So he needs to make a 7 or better or he falls. This, again, another pivotal moment here. Poor Hunchback. So the Hunchback just gets nuked coming out of the rubble, unsuspecting, goes tumbling down that hill. Let's see, that Hunchback will end up taking 2 points of damage. Where does that go? To the torso, exactly what it did not want. So another 2 pips to that torso. It's not internal, but that Hunchback is hurting and is now laying on its face in front of this very, very nasty and much bigger Gallo Glass. So we're going to go into turn 7. Now, we're going to stay on, I think we're going to stay on B. Let's just double check. There is an enemy. Okay, so actually, yeah, we got to switch to D. So they lose their initiative bonus, which is terrific. So now they're at -2. I'm at rolling dice, or however that works. So I'm at 10, they're at a 6. Cinder Jackals win. That's big, guys. Turn 7, will this be the last one? Will we be able to button up this contract? Don't go away. Stick around and find out. All right, stakes are high. It is turn 7. So the Hunchback staggered to its feet and selected the Gallo Glass as its point of focus for movement. It did move down that hill, and it will be targeting, again, that Gallo Glass most likely, but we'll see, because the assassin actually boldly moved into range. Since it already scanned that objective, I have no need to really engage that infantry at this point. I want to help out my commander, and I'm going to try to focus fire on this Hunchback and take it out of commission. So both targets within AC-20 range. Everybody is in medium range of each other. Both infantry units in medium range of the assassin, so some damage likely will be dealt this turn. We'll see. At this point, Rory's been sort of skating through the battle completely undamaged. I can't believe it. That the commando had a terrible, terrible game. Didn't land a single blow. But that said, let's get into shooting. The Gallowglass, by the way, I didn't really mention this, but the Gallowglass just kind of shuffled around here to continue to stay in cover, but also get its TMM. So nothing really brave going on, but lots of tactical maneuvering happening. Sometimes brains are better than bravery, especially when you have to foot the bill for the repairs. So let's see what happens in shooting. The Hussars need to shoot first. I want to check the infantry cards here. And I want to check the Juggernaut cards. So, based on the numerical values on the cards, the Hunchback, the Juggernaut as it is called, has to go first. Now, it's looking for things within 12 inches. That's everybody. Can it hit anything's rear? No. And then it is looking at the red command list. That's going to be the Gallowglass. So, the Hunchback ignoring the assassin, going after the mercenary commander who knocked it off its feet. We're going to need 9s again to hit. And actually, I do need to adjust the TMM on this Hunchback because it did stand up. It does take a TMM penalty this turn. So it needs 9s to hit. Guys, let's see. White will be the AC-20. Red will be the twin pack of medium lasers. It is incapable of overheating at this point, so it doesn't matter. Here we go. I mean, all it takes is one headshot. This campaign ends very, very quickly. But lucky for me, the Hunchback just barely once again misses that Gallowglass. So on to the infantry. Both infantry are going to target the assassin because it is the only thing in range. They're going to need 7, 8, 9s. They're going to need 9s to hit. One of them is going to need 8s because he's stationary. So we'll start with the 8 to hit, hits, and the 9 to hit, hits. So that's going to be 2 groups, guys. Actually, it's going to be 2 groups of 2 and a group of 1 point of damage. So we'll roll these up like this. The little one's going to be the group of 1. Let's see where they land. 2 to each leg. Actually, 3 to the left and 2 to the right. Wow, that left leg is stripped. So those infantry definitely trying to take the legs out from under that assassin. Precision sniper fire coming in here from these awesome DRD infantry models. Now, that's it. The Hussars are done shooting. It's on to our boys, the Cinder Jackals. Now, because I'm a human being and not a deck of cards, I get to decide which order my units will shoot in, and I think that I want the Gallowglass to shoot first because I think I want to put more holes in this thing before I try to spray it with SRMs. So let's see what we can do here. And in fact, I am going to overheat. I'm going to fire not only the ERPPC and the twin large, but I'm also going to fire 2 medium pulse lasers. So this Gallowglass will build up 2 points of heat on the scale. That's a lot, but I think it's worth it. So large lasers. I only need 3s to hit with the ERPPC and 5s to hit with everything else. The green dice will be my pulse lasers. The red and orange will be my large. The blue will be my PPC. Again, I need 3s on the blue, 5s on everything else. This could be devastating. Here we go. I think that's everything. Everything hits. This is going to be a substantial amount of damage coming into this poor Hunchback. Let's see where it lands. There's a lot of 9s. So it is going to be 4, 8 points of damage to the left leg. That is going to go internal. And then we have 6 points of damage. Actually, wait a minute, I'm sorry. 4. It is going to go internal, yes. And then we have 6 points of damage going into the torso. That is also internal. Let's see here. I have 2 critical checks to roll. So the first one is going to be on the left leg. It is 1 pip away from destruction, by the way. Oh no, I'm wrong. I'm doing my math wrong, guys. That leg is actually blown off. That's why I was second guessing myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, because the medium pulse lasers do 4 points as well. The 2 packs. So it's actually 8 to the leg, 6 to the torso. So yeah, that left leg's blown off. This is fantastic. And then there are only 2 pips remaining in the torso. Let's see if we get a critical hit. We do not. All right. Now the assassin is up. Let's see what it can do. All right, so got the dice. The assassin needs just 6s to hit. That hunchback is standing wide in the open. This is a critical moment. Can we take this hunchback out? Oh, the freaking SRMs miss. But the lasers hit. Where does the medium laser go? To the torso. It's exactly what we needed. That's the final 2 pips. That hunchback goes up in smoke and is destroyed. And that is going to be a successful mission, and I'll tell you why. Basically, at this point, the assassin can back off the objective or back out of range of those infantry. The Gallo Glass, it's only a matter of time before it destroys both infantry units. So I think either the infantry would surrender, or they're going to flee, or basically they're going to get wiped out. So the Cinder Jackals got all the bonus objectives. They got their combat pay. They secured all their combat pay, and we'll get a little salvage to boot. So after this, the next video, guys, that I will put together is the downtime report, what comes out of this mission. I'm very excited to do that. We'll take a look at the salvage. We'll take a look at what I want to do. I don't think I want to buy any other mechs. I have 4 pretty good ones in the stable, and I really didn't take anything. I took a few pips to the armor. It was absolutely glorious. So this is going to be a nice payday for the Cinder Jackals. Maybe we'll do some modifications on that catapult. I don't know. We'll see. But guys, that said, subscribe, like, leave a comment. And of course, if you want to get involved, although the Kickstarter is over, you can still get involved over at Patreon. It's as little as $2 a month. That's really what keeps the lights on, as I mentioned. And thank you again to all of those guys out there. Also, if you want to get some of these minis, these are fantastic, guys. Ares Games and Minis. It's your one-stop shop for just about everything you need for BattleTech. All right, the miniatures, the dice, the books, all of the things. Terrain, 3D printed stuff. It's fantastic. So definitely check it out. You can actually get these Death Ray Designs infantry over there as well. So super cool stuff. So I think we're all wrapped up. A couple things we're going to bring to you guys. Number one, like I said, the downtime report. I've also got a table ready video queued up for the Cinder Jackals paint scheme. So I hope you guys like it. I thought it's a pretty unique one. Also, I got very special Cinder Jackals water transfers from Death Ray Designs as well. I've mentioned this before. You can upload your own graphics and they print them out. So thanks to the dudes over there for getting those over to me in time for this episode. So great stuff. So guys, again, thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment. Let me know if you enjoyed it. And of course, stay tuned. Always great stuff coming from Death from Above Wargaming. Have a good night.